I am Laurent Hamou. I am working in LNG, which is a subsidiary of Elengy, managing 3 LNG terminals in France, and I am head of regulatory affairs. My company is, as I said, managing 3 LNG terminals in France, 1 in the west of France, at Montoire, and 2 in the area of Marseille. These terminals have been established, has different ages. First one is 1972, the last one is around the year 2000. And we supply, I would say, a third of gas demand in France. Right now, of course, we have a small issue with the Hormuz Strait, which is disrupting the market. It's much too early to say if it will be a short-term crisis that will have little durable impact on the market, or if it lasts, we get into uncharted territories, and it's extremely difficult to expect what will be the consequences in the global energy system. This is not just a question of LNG, but LNG will be part of it, and globally of the global economy also. So that's obviously the main crisis now. If I would look in a more long-term perspective, hoping that this crisis will not last too long, I think that the LNG currently is not in crisis. On the contrary, it plays a more and more important role. It has challenges, of course, but I would not call that an industry in crisis. On the contrary, I would call that an industry that is taking its place in Europe. Demand will grow mostly in Asia, but for Europe, I think when we are speaking about demand growth, we have a view of annual volumes. In fact, what I'll see as a growth aspect for LNG is flexibility and the fact that we will come into an energy system where answering to peak demand, to variation of demand, will be as important as procuring volume over the year. And LNG is very well placed to do that. Second place of growth that will be also more in Europe initially, but Asia will come very soon after, I would believe, is the switch to other molecule or the incorporation of other molecule, of course bio-LNG, which is for the industry more a regulation and an economic issue. We have the infrastructure to manage guarantees of origin and profit sustainability to do that without major investments. But we have also e-methane that could come later on, still based on our current infrastructure. It has also a structural importance because if we manage to shift to these molecules, we will drive development of small-scale LNG with shipping, with road mobility, that will of course have a big impact on the industry. In my view, we're getting into a more and more regulated world. Of course, there's also the dimension of bio-E molecule that is heavily regulated and that need regulation to exist because economically, without incentives, these molecules are more expensive than the fossil ones. So they need a complex, comprehensive regulatory and economic incentive system. But it's becoming true also as a fossil gas, because we see methane regulation needs to identify the source of methane, so the methane along the value chain, which means discriminating different sources of gases. We have the case with the Russian sanctions, meaning that we have to trace Russian gas. And I think this is an evolution that is set to continue. We have a very complex pattern of small markets, important market, but different markets. If I take shipping, This is a premium market for LNG. And for shipping, it's pretty simple. LNG propulsion technology is dominating the orders of new ships. So we'll have a growing fleet of LNG vessels that has to be addressed. And to address this fleet, there is no many options. It's biomethane or e-methane, point. And so we have very clear case, very important case here, and a major premium market. Then we shift to road mobility, where for road mobility we'll have a much more wide mix of solution. Sorry, in shipping also we'll have a mix of solution, but LNG is a clear leader. Ammonia may come, but later. Methanol, it's not clear. And of course you will have liquid biofuels like biodiesel or FAME, HVO, whatever name you give them. So you will have a diverse place, but with a very secure, clear space for LNG. For road, competition will be more fierce between the different alternatives. I believe that here again, LNG, or gas mobility, I would say, to speak more widely, has a strong position to defend as something that will not serve the whole road mobility, but that is needed to, as a brick to reach the decarbonization objective and to answer to certain needs. Finally, there is aviation. For the mobility sector, aviation is a different market, of course, only kerosene, but it has impact on the other two markets because there is competition of resource. Because also when you produce kerosene, you may produce diesel also. And uncertainty on aviation is very important currently, so we'll see. That's for mobility. That's the usual diversification case of LNG. But what we see also is a different aspect. As an LNG terminal, this is what we see, is new molecules based on our infrastructure, not based on the usages this time. So when we have an LNG terminal, we can use it also to import ammonia or to export CO2. And we in LNG have several projects, two for CO2, Run CO2 and Go CO2, and one for ammonia, Mediterra, that are advancing well and that are extremely important for us. It's been years since I've been attending that conference. I think the level is positive. I see a significant audience that is rather stable over years. And I see a significant level of involvement of participants. So I think it was beneficial. As for most congress, there is this duality between technical people that are selling solutions and industry people from the majors, which are a bit two different words, but that's a bit the game of the congresses. I am very happy with the work that is done by BGS. For me, it's the best organization of all the congress I've ever attended. It's true this year and has been true all the time. You have the application, you have all the persons from BGS that are always attending and helping us. That refreshes, and that's a clear plus for the organization of this congress. So thank you for the BGS team.